When I married Claire, I truly believed I had found someone who shared my values: loyalty, trust, and the dream of building a life side by side. For years, I invested everything I had into our marriage, determined to make her feel loved and supported. I worked long hours, planned surprises, and stood by her through every challenge. But as time went on, it became painfully clear that, for her, none of it was enough. At first, the changes were small. She used to brighten when I walked through the door, but now she hardly looked up from her phone. Our conversations grew shorter, colder, stripped of warmth, as if she were just fulfilling an obligation instead of truly sharing her life with me. When I asked if something was wrong, she dismissed me with phrases like, "Don't be so dramatic, I just need space." Or, "Stop being insecure, I just want to enjoy myself." I wanted to believe her. I wanted to silence the unease that was gnawing at me. But actions always tell the truth. Girls' night stretched later and later. Her wardrobe suddenly became bolder, deliberate, clothes she hadn't worn for me in years. She'd leave without a kiss, tossing a casual, "Don't wait up" over her shoulder. The first time she stumbled in after midnight, I convinced myself it was harmless. The second, I tried to ignore the sinking feeling in my gut. By the fifth, I knew I was losing her to something, or someone, I couldn't see. Then came the night that shattered the last illusion. At midnight, I heard her heels striking the floor as she walked in. Her perfume was strong, mingled with the unmistakable smell of alcohol. She dropped her purse on the counter with a satisfied sigh and looked me straight in the eye, a smug smile curling on her lips. "I got the attention I wanted," she said, daring me to react. Her words hit like a knife. After everything I had given, everything I had sacrificed, she reduced it all to attention, as if that were the only thing that mattered. She wasn't even hiding her cruelty anymore. It wasn't just about staying out late, it was about mocking the vows we had built our lives on. That was the moment I realized. This wasn't the woman I had married. This wasn't the partner I had promised my future to. And for the first time, I stopped thinking about repairing us and started thinking about freeing myself. Claire had no idea how much she revealed with that single smug sentence. I got the attention I wanted. It was like she struck a match, never realizing the fire was already waiting. I didn't yell. I didn't explode. I stayed calm, watching as she slipped off her heels and tossed them carelessly by the couch, as though her words hadn't just destroyed what little trust was left. "You're quiet tonight," she teased, pouring herself some water. "What?" "No lecture." I shook my head. "No, Claire. No lecture." She smirked, mistaking my silence for weakness. For years, she confused my patience, my endurance, with proof that I would never leave, that I was too loyal, too invested, too blind to see who she had become. But what she didn't realize was that I had already been preparing for this night long before she spoke those words. While she was busy chasing attention, I was quietly documenting. Every excuse, every lie, every smug grin when she thought she had fooled me. I had already spoken with a lawyer, stored away my essentials, and closed our joint accounts. She thought she held control, but the truth was the ground beneath her was already gone. That night, she leaned against the counter, swirling her glass as if she were holding court. "You know, John, maybe if you were a little more exciting, I wouldn't need to look elsewhere for validation." Her arrogance almost made me laugh. Almost. Instead, I let the words hang in the air, then brushed past her. She frowned, confused. "Where are you going?" I glanced over my shoulder. "Just making sure everything's ready for you." She didn't understand. Not yet. But she would soon. Because by the front door, neatly stacked and waiting, were her bags. I had packed them earlier that day. Every dress, every pair of shoes, every reminder of the woman I once loved. For the first time, I felt no fear, no hesitation. Only clarity. Claire believed she could mock me, disrespect me, and still come home to the safety I provided. But what she never expected was that I wasn't that man anymore, the man who stayed silent while she tore our marriage apart. Tonight, She was going to face the ending she never saw coming. When her eyes finally landed on the suitcases, her smirk faltered. She blinked once, then again, struggling to process what she was seeing. What? What is this? Her voice wavered. I walked calmly to the door and rested my hand on one of the handles. These are yours. Packed and ready. Her laugh was shaky, forced. John, this isn't funny. Why are my things here? I turned to face her fully. For years, I had placed her at the center of my world. But in that moment, I saw her clearly, selfish, careless, cruel. My voice came out cold, steadier than I thought possible. You said being alone was better than being with me. You said you wanted attention. Well, Claire, now you'll have both. Alone with all the attention you can chase. Just not here. Not with me. Her face drained of color. You can't be serious. You're overreacting. Overreacting. I repeated, shaking my head. No, I'm done. You mocked me, belittled me, treated me like a safety net while you looked elsewhere. You thought I'd never act. But you were wrong. She stepped closer, desperation breaking through. Wait, John. I didn't mean it like that. You're twisting my words. I was frustrated. You can't just throw it all away over one sentence. I gave a humorless smile. Claire, this isn't about one sentence. This is about years of indifference. Years of being made to feel like I wasn't enough. Tonight was simply the final nail in the coffin. For the first time, she looked small, uncertain. Where will I go? She whispered. That's not my concern anymore, I said, my tone as steady as stone. Your bags are packed. The door is open. And now you're free to chase all the attention you want. Just know you won't find it here again. The silence that followed was heavy, suffocating. She opened her mouth, but no words came. Her eyes flicked from the bags to me, realizing there was no negotiation, no second chance. I opened the door, letting the cool night air drift inside. Goodbye, Claire. She hesitated for only a moment before lifting her bags with trembling hands. And just like that, she walked out into the night, chasing attention, but losing the one man who had once given her everything. And as the door closed behind her, I felt nothing but peace.